Hey everyone, Nella here with Cassie and Safa, one of the robots that lives with Cassie and Hal in their great big house slash computer complex slash research lab. Um, so I was just checking YouTube. I've still been having trouble with it, and as you can probably hear by the weird quality to my voice, I'm very much under the weather, unfortunately. Um, but I just saw Winnie BGD's giveaway video, and I thought I might as well give it a shot, eh? So Cassie and Safa are here with me because when I was looking at the former Lemon, an idea came to me, and it actually does involve these two. It involves Cassie, involves the Chibi robots or Chibots, all as a group. So the Chibots are more like a group. Anyway, enough babbling. On to the proper babbling for the contest entry. So the idea is this. I'm going to put Cassie down because she's kind of heavy right now. Okay. So the idea is this. I think I've mentioned before that in the world that Cassie comes from, technology is quite advanced, and there are robots, but they are non-humanoid. It's actually expressly forbidden to make anything that is in a likeness of a human, except for medical needs, and that has a human-like intelligence. Part of the reason why Cassie's dad, Dr. Hofbrinkel, was able to give them the Chibots was because the Chibots had been confiscated as being too human-like. I mean, come on, you can see where they're coming from there. But he was able to successfully convince the rest of the jury committee that their intelligence didn't meet the criteria for human-like intelligence because they're incredibly simplistic. Their programming is very simple, even if they aesthetically are quite advanced. Programming-wise, they're not. But that got me to thinking: what if there are people that ignore the ban and do try to make something more approaching human intelligence? And when I was looking at Lemon, I'm going to keep calling that doll Lemon because I'm not going to refer to it as the doll. I have to. So when I was looking at Lemon, the idea that popped into my head is that while Cassie and Hal, with the help of the Chibots, are trying to uncover the mystery of where Dr. Hofbrinkel is, because Cassie and Hal were woken up by the Chibots from a restorative procedure, because unbeknownst to them, they'd suffered a horrible accident and their bodies were completely maimed, so Dr. Hofbrinkel just kind of fixed them and put them back together and had no intention of telling them. But the Chibots woke them up sooner than they were supposed to be because they were freaking out because Dr. Hofbrinkel was missing, and Daisy, the computer that runs the entire complex that they live in, was not responding and was malfunctioning. And while they are searching for clues to what happened to Daisy, and just where in the world is Dr. Hofbrinkel, and all of those things. They find a part of the complex that they've never been to before. And, well, Cassie here. Oh my gosh, I love these hands so much. Cassie here gets the idea, well, maybe there's like a pouts room that we can find. They'll have pouts for Daisy. I'm sorry, this is talking more about them, but I swear it does tie into your contest, Winnie, I swear. So while they are looking for clues, they stumble upon a part of the complex they haven't been in before, and that the Chi-Bots, I love having the Chi-Bots here to explain, the Chi-Bots say that yes, they've seen, that there's this part of the complex they're not allowed in, but Daisy had always banned them entry, which is pretty wise because the Chi-Bots would probably wreck everything. So, since Daisy's malfunctioning, the security protocols are on. So Cassie and Hal, with the Chi-Bots, enter this part of the complex they've never been in before. And there's what looks to be someone, a human someone, just lying there in the middle of the floor, kind of all sprawled out. Of course, when Hal flips her over, they quickly discover that no, that is not a person, that is an illegal robot. And that is Lemon. Or, as the character has informed me, Mercury, but I should say Mercury, but Mercury is spelt with the abbreviation, so it's HG, short for Heba or Hessa Gels. I'm not sure which yet. My original idea was Heather, but no, that's not gonna work. Heba would quite nicely fit the naming pattern of the existing robots. Safa, Paka, Vala, Baha. But Mercury is different than the Chi-Bots. Very different, much more advanced. So maybe Hessa might be right. Heba means gift, by the way, and Hessa means destiny. So I kind of like Hessa Gels or Mercury. Quite like that. Now, oh gosh. Now, looks-wise, Mercury looks very human, obviously. And dresses much like Hal and Cassie here dress, which is 1970s. I mean, we are talking bell-bottoms, we are talking olive green and mustard yellow and rust brown and velour and leather, and okay, their world is not like a pretty fancy future. It looks pretty bad sometimes. Actually, what I'm kind of imagining is not quite punk, but I am imagining like a olive green kind of canvas jacket, if that makes any sense. Ow, God. Sorry, with me being under the weather, it's sore throat and everything. I've had for a number of days. Apparently, if it doesn't clear up by Monday, my mom's told me to go to the doctor because I'm looking a bit feverish. So yeah, so kind of very very natural colors, and clothing style other than the image of that jacket. I'm not really sure. Maybe long skirts. Um, it would make HG look very different stylistically from Hal and Cassie, because Cassie's always in pants and Hal wears a hoodie. So, yeah. For hair, I'm not sure. I'm thinking not anything as wild as Cassie here. Once again, trying to keep the styles, trying to keep some visual shorthand still going on. I'm thinking maybe like, okay, the expression that comes to mind is a shock of hair. Like, so kind of short, but really, oh my gosh, how can I just find this? A very sharp hairstyle, like there's a lot of layers, and I'm imagining it being red, like a very, very natural red, but even that I'm not sure. That might just be wanting to add a bit more color to the world. Oh gosh, sorry about the coughing, folks. But yeah, I know I'm getting more of an impression of how the character would fit in with Cassie and Hal, and a little bit of a personality, but not much visual, which sucks because I really like the expression of the hair mold. I like how widely set apart the eyes are. Oh gosh. Yeah, what I am seeing for personality, but I'm going to go grab some water. Stare at Cassie while I get some water. There we go. I've knocked my computer a little bit. That's what the sun change was. So personality, I'd probably say where HG Mercury would fit in with them. So Cassie is the mechanic. She's very good with her hands. And not so much with her eyes. As you can probably tell by the blown up eyes. So Cassie's kind of like the mechanical tinker, and Hal's really good with people. And I think that Hessa Gels, I'm experimenting with names. I think that Hessa Gels is really good at interpreting data. And I don't just mean like data like numbers and figures. I mean data like trivia, like information on a person, and then being able to kind of apply what what Mercury knows to future scenarios. It sounds pretty normal, but keep in mind it's completely illegal to make a robot that is actually able to do that. So, even though she's surprisingly analytical, and I don't think she's the right pronoun, I think it is, I think that Hessa is a gender or something. I don't know. But whatever. I'm just going to keep saying Mercury. So even though Mercury is kind of detail-oriented, data-oriented, they really like being around people. And particularly I really like being around the chi-bots, because the chi-bots are so simple, in their programming that they just find it very relaxing. So I'm imagining that they're very analytical, because that's how their programming runs, but they're also extremely laid back. Cassie, as you can probably guess from the expression, is not. And Hal, as much as he comes across as like a really chill guy, he's not. He's not. He's always thinking. And Mercury isn't like that. Mercury analyzes the data, but kind of doesn't connect. It's weird. Analyzes the data and is very analytical, but is also incredibly laid back, has basically no drive to do anything for themselves. And as for why on Earth they were in the complex to begin with, it might tie into why Dr. Hofbrinkel has gone missing and why Daisy is malfunctioning. But I don't know yet. Yeah. So yeah, the style and the visual is really up in the air, but I know there's the beginning of a character there. Okay, so yeah, that's my entry. And Cassie, Safa, and myself say bye, folks. Have a good day. Do not catch this through the video screen because it is nasty. Okay, bye, folks.